Can I take over the story?
No, we haven't gotten nowhere. Hi guys, and welcome back to Straight Up Chasin, the podcast where we speak unfiltered, just like in our group chat. And tonight we have the lovely
Yans.
B. Rohan. I'm Giselle, and with us tonight we have two amazing ladies, and with them they brought amazing alcohol. So we have the lovely Jane, and we have the lovely Ayisha. The nice thing, we had two lovely ladies. Now they're going to introduce themselves and give more into their background and what they're coming with tonight. So tonight is actually a straight no chaser night.
Yes.
You realize that we have all the allies and none of the chasers to go with.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless
It
you
really is the thing.
I mean, water. Something that we forgot to think about pre is the shot that we take at the beginning.
Oh, we can use that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We do some of what's in
Yeah.
Right, and also you need to take the
Well,
shot.
yeah,
The initial shot.
Everybody has to take
We're
one.
gonna have to.
Oh, we're gonna start the shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we start with the shots.
So many things.
I forgot.
So you
So
want to
I
take that and share that
If
between
we're gonna start with shots, then
Okay.
say. I wanna. Oh, you wanna go straight to the new one?
No,
So
She's like,
yeah. Well, you know what? Let's go with the old. I want to be surprised by the new later. So, all right, good. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna share from this lovely glass here. So everybody gets a little. So this is at 50%. So I'm gonna make it last better.
Jeez, that's a big.
Yeah, split it up between everybody.
Splitting up between everybody because I mean it's gonna duplicate us for the rest of the story. But the aromas. All right. I'm happy. Oh gosh, I'm gonna need some pause. Okay. Oh, we'll take it.
I love it already. I know.
You wanna put
My shot is so much smaller than
No,
everyone
mine's
else's.
perfect.
No, nothing.
There you go.
every last drop. Hey, have some.
You know what?
That's good.
We've got some around here.
Girl, you better.
Pass your glass,
No,
I'm
I
Oh, there's more of this?
Yes.
Oh, fill her up there.
No, we're not filling anybody up. Just yet.
No, filling up
We
anyone.
need to keep straight for the rest of the night.
But I also know what it tastes like, so you know?
True, she's
Yeah,
got
I'm
more experience on this table.
I'm good.
Thank you.
It's a shot bean, there's no easy.
No.
No.
They're easy for doing tasty girls.
No,
Sorry.
No,
This
this
just
is
sounds the shameless
I
stress.
know. We're awesome.
I will have to correct you.
No,
This is the
perfection.
first sip.
First
Oh,
sip, yes.
So
There you
cheers,
go.
ladies.
Cheers, guys.
Straight no sitting.
That's a good one.
You like the water?
Yeah, I want actually. I want to.
No, it feels ooh. It just got hotter.
Yeah. Yes. Right? I just felt like my temperature changed.
It eases.
And all the people thought sorted.
It was so cool and then it just.
Yeah, it's not hot to me.
No, all black girls is a sassy lady, so it's where we started.
I like sassy ladies.
What's the name of this sassy lady?
Old black Colette?
Old Black Red.
Yeah, so when I started out with rum, I had absolutely nothing to do with rum. I'm more business, so I don't know how I ended up here. But I'm relishing it. And so when I first started learning about our rums, they all became personas in my mind. So we have, this is just a small selection of what we have produced over the last 2 years. We have in total 10 white rums. We've got, I believe, 4 or 5 aged rums at this point in time. And then we've got these 2 cuvées.
Tell us who you are.
Please.
Oh yeah, yes, I'm Jane, I'm German Grenadian, I've been living in Grenada for 6 years. I met the founders of the company when I moved out here on the plane, 2017. So even before I got involved with Renegade, I heard about Renegade. And what do I do for Renegade? Pretty much a little bit of everything. They call me Jack of all trades, or Jane of all trades.
Jane of all trades,
yes.
My
Yes.
version is the Swiss Army knife, but yes.
Yeah, I like that one too. That's so good.
Yeah, they're very handy. Yeah, but essentially I started out doing environmental compliance. My background is sustainability, climate change policy and law, and it's I guess, you know, it's sustainable drink beer, yeah. But yeah, ending up in a project from that angle and then moving much more into marketing. And by almost, I would say, by a convenient fluke, ended up doing more and more marketing and representing Renegade abroad. So actually next week I'll be off again and we'll be out in Europe. Yeah, so that we caught the time before. But it's been a real fun journey and I guess probably the most unexpected thing that happened.
Yeah.
Amongst a few other things. Yes. It's one of those. Thanks, bro. Ranks for the high. Anyway, that's me, actually.
Do we take a shot for introduction?
No. Busy. We're
The episode is literally about drinking. We could pace. We could pace.
But our listeners have met Aisha before,
Yes,
but in a different
Aisha's a
capacity.
repeat guest.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me back.
Yeah.
My name is Ayisha. I'm so wine.
I love it.
Short, sweet, and accurate.
She sells some nice wine. She does some great tastings with us too.
Yes.
Yes. I should say though, Aisha's done a great job getting us into Northside Wines. You approached us late last year, early this year.
I just love the company. I love everything that it stands for. I love driving by and seeing the cane fields and knowing that that cane is going to end up in bottles. I love the fact that it's all Grenadian, and it just makes me tingle inside.
Ooh.
And it's not because of the shot that I just had.
It might be because of the shot.
Definitely, it's still going down.
You mentioned something about the canes and like the where it is and stuff. I know, like, but go ahead and tell the people about like how you guys do your rums, how they get their names.
Oh,
Like I feel like that's really fun and interesting too.
I mean, it's the heart and soul of what we do. It is making rum from pure sugarcane juice. And for some reason, like, what's the big deal there? But if you look at the global rum industry, 90% of rum is made from molasses, which is a side product of sugar production. So sugarcane rum or sugarcane juice-based rum is where rum originated from. We've moved away from it because molasses is easier, more convenient, it's cheaper, and there's only a few places in the world now that really focus on specialized in doing sugarcane juice rum. And you go to the French Caribbean, they would use sugarcane. There's a few other producers in the world, but if you come to Grenada, Grenada is really cool because we have a little bit of everything. We do molasses, we do sugarcane. You go to the wine. We've taken sugarcane, but we've added a modern twist onto it. And so when I look at a bottle of Renegade or a glass of Renegade, yes, I see the rum, but obviously I also see the raw material that's gone into it, the process that made this a special rum, but also the people who made this whole thing happen in the first place. And when we started out, oh gosh, I said, when did I came to Grenada? 2017?
2017. We were listening.
I met these guys on the plane, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we want to build a rum this time." Right. Sure. I take all accounts.
She thought it was bullshit.
I did. I genuinely did. It was bullshit, and I was not necessarily that excited about the project initially because I was really concerned about the environmental aspect.
Right.
So I followed them from afar, and then reached out a year and a half later, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Remember my name. And then the first time I really got to meet our CEO, Mark Rainier, the first thing he showed me was a big hole in the ground. Because essentially they were building this thing from scratch. There was nothing here.
Right.
And when they started with the project, the idea was that they would find farmers, supply them with sugarcane that we would bring in from a special sugarcane breeding station in Barbados, and then buy that sugarcane at a premium price from those farmers. And they very quickly ran into a cul-de-sac. People were not willing to pick up sugarcane in that way. Partially, farmers are old. A lot of them. It takes a lot of capital to go into agriculture in general, especially at that level of professionality that we require. And then even if people were interested, this whole thing with the deeds and titles to land. So it was a big challenge for us to get that project kickstarted just from the perspective of having reliable raw material input. And so it forced us after I'd say probably a year and a half of trying, it forced the company into a position to actually become the farmer ourselves. This is how Cane Co. was born.
Right.
Initially, that company was just supposed to supply sugarcane and pick it up from the farmers.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned into a much more involved process where we had to farm the sugarcane. So we brought it in, we had to learn, we had to find this to grow sugarcane. And from having no land at all, initially we now farm 260 acres, over 100 people are involved with the company. And so from a sustainability perspective, or sustainable development perspective, which is what I studied, I became really attracted to this project from that angle.
Yeah.
Because where do most of the investment flow to America?
Tourism.
Tourism,
Yeah.
real estate, south of the island.
Yeah.
Who goes up north and invests money there?
No, it doesn't happen
That's
often.
right. So, yes, I love this, but this is the end product of a really long journey, right? And so I love the journey, I love the people who have made this journey possible, I love the Canadians who work in our farms, take care of that sugarcane, I've learned as much as I can about every single production step. And so when I go out and represent Renegade, I'm extremely proud because I'm not just representing this brand, I'm representing the island, I'm representing the arduous journey of negotiations. And it's taken to get to a point where we even have farms, a distillery that can distill, and an amazing product that is award-winning at this point already.
Yeah.
And you can see her passion is
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Her passion is it's infectious.
It's infectious, honestly.
Contagious.
So you're like, oh yeah, I want to learn more. I want to learn more. And Jane knows a lot. She has a lot of information about this product. Every time I see her, I learn more about the product. So excited.
And I feel like you jump on the page as well on the website. Like the website tells you about everything. Like you learn about who the farmer was, like that who like harvested. Like it's so insane. Like you can there's like a little code on the bottle the box, right? And if you go onto their website and you type in the code, you learn about that product.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's so
That is
cool,
very cool.
honestly.
Oh, that's so
like I
cool.
feel like that's my favorite website.
I think especially when you're in a world of like when you buy things at the market, especially like I know I'm in a space of like where did this come from?
Yeah.
What's actually in it? All those and I love like the concept. Like there's a couple of other companies that do that as well. And like this is the first time I've seen that for like a rum type of concept. So that's pretty cool.
And the packaging is gorgeous.
I mean, yeah. Sorry, go ahead now.
It's been up. It's
I'm just asking. I'm just asking for educational purposes. Did Romulus the farmer do any work on any of these cases?
As a farmer was cementing the land.
No, which one? The guy who won, who tied
With Road March.
a road march.
Yeah, sorry.
Jizzy, Romulus was planting provisions.
Yeah.
The man say he planted his shop crop and provisions. I don't know if Kane is in
The man in my
You don't know.
This is not
Maybe he has other things that he gets into, but he spoke about that one particularly because nobody used rubbing the sugar cane.
What's the next question you're gonna ask?
Was that
If any bags of sugar were involved?
Oh.
Bags of sugar.
Right?
it? That's another
And
silver
so-
song that was very popular.
Oh boy.
I wasn't going to ask about that actually. So
Jay was like, I skipped carnival.
That was a good transition.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh
My sister didn't stress. That's a good one.
Sister, I'm also in stress. Just what?
I mean, if your farmer has like in excess of 5 acres of land and wants to grow some sugar cane, you should come and talk to us.
Talk to Jane about cane.
According
Right.
to Facebook, though, Romulus is moving to hydroponics.
Ooh, yeah.
He's getting into it, but that doesn't mean he can't expand into a different type of farm.
And
You know?
hydroponics uses less land, so the land left over, he can get cane.
Let's
Yeah.
go here first. Check out Renegade. Check out Jane and Kate.
Yeah, cane.
Jane and Kate.
Sweet Jesus.
We're gonna be walking you out with some trademarks.
Honestly.
Honestly.
Oh my god. Jay with the cane.
Jane and the cane.
Jane and the cane. name.
And her name is Renegade Jane, so you have Renegade Jane.
Oh, yes.
Renegade.
I love it.
I think we just called
Renegade.
something.
Renegade Jane sounds like a badass.
We need to have a teacher that has that now.
I love
No, Renegade Jane sounds like a badass. It sounds like a
You
badass.
should wear like combat boots or like clothes like sustainable clothes, but also like old canes or
Okay,
something.
made up of like bagasse straws.
Yes.
Renegade Jane.
Alright guys, we got a lot of work to do
We
here.
have a lot of
We do.
clothing.
Yeah.
Renegade Jane, ready.
We're ready.
Yeah.
Renegade Jane, one day wear, look out for it next year, so it's not 2024.
I mean, that would make a dope band, wouldn't it? Renegade bands.
The Renegade Jeans?
Yeah, we're giving
I would
them
tell them all
Hey,
female
hey,
bands.
we're giving them too many ideas for free here.
Yes.
Let's cut it out. Speaking of cutting, are you gonna taste more?
Yes. Oh, yeah. So Jane brought some stuff for us.
Taste more.
Yes.
Okay.
It started with a sassy lady, old buckalette, so from the south. That was what we used for our sipping shots.
Yeah, what's wrong, man?
The cane is from Old Bacalet, right?
Yes, actually.
Yeah,
So
like they
every
use.
bottling, apart from these guys actually, so we have a,
The
so
new fellas.
I bought an assortment of different product lines essentially. So we've got our pre-cask, our white rum, our unaged rum, and that represents one sugarcane variety from one field, from one farm, from one terroir. Wine people?
I can never say
Anybody
tell.
Huh?
I feel like we tried.
What?
Didn't we
rounds.
come
Yeah.
across this word before and we tried?
Yeah, when I
Yes,
when I was
you
going
go,
to Renegade
and we
with
go
you guys.
round and round.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Go,
I
yeah.
can't go first.
No, go.
Project your voice. Huh?
Mm-mm. Say it.
Terroir.
I'm not saying that. I'm sorry, I say terror.
I feel like I need to sneeze for it to come out, right?
Terroir.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
Yes, terroir.
Okay.
Not terroir.
I will tell.
Oh,
Did
so
you
like
roll your R's?
Oh, you see. Oh, I can't roll my R's. I think that's the problem. Okay, Jans, go. You go
I
first.
can't.
You can do it.
It's stuck in my nose.
Hold on. Start saying it. Come closer to me. Come closer to me.
Yeah, one side
Come
of the
closer to me.
nose.
Come closer. Start saying it.
I need to
Say tell.
She said I need to sit.
Say tell. I'm holding nose and you're going.
Skip.
Ah.
You like it up.
Skip.
What are you doing?
I'm going on dictionary.com. I need to see the
She
word.
needs to see the.
O-R-R. That's O-I-R.
Okay, alright, sorry.
Like I need to see the word.
Right?
Oh, so it's terror, but terroir.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You can do that.
Terror.
You can do
I don't trust these holes.
Say it again.
No, it didn't do it.
It did.
It did.
Is there short?
If the holes hush, eh?
Who's those? Yeah.
Terroir.
That's America.
That's like someone saying roadie. That's like someone saying roadie.
Okay. But that's how I'm about to say it though. Terror.
There you go.
Okay.
You survived. Well
I
done.
survived.
Okay. So it's like terror, but with an I. And so you're going, okay.
Like a fancy terror.
Terroir.
What up, bag of the tongue? Oh my, the struggle.
The stress side of the table is stress. Okay. Leave us alone.
Aisha's turn.
Terroir.
The phone did.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Alright, Jane, one more time for us.
Terroir.
She said it's so sexy.
Right?
She's like terroir. She's like terroir.
I feel like the word starts in your mouth, goes up in your nose, and comes back down.
Not you calling the man sugar cane. Okay, Giselle.
Yeah,
Good confirm there.
What are you gonna say? Please.
You see?
You are not.
They won't give me the ease of it. Don't.
Oh!
She says I can't do that. And it rolls
But to
out.
be fair, she's very good with those letters.
Yes, she is very good.
Now that we
I
know,
don't ask you. Stop bringing me.
but now that we know how to pronounce this thing, actually, we should also know what that thing means,
Please,
right?
because.
Yeah. So it's actually pretty simple.
Is it in government?
Is it government?
Oh
No,
goodness
no,
gracious!
no,
Just
not
leave
yet,
that
not-
to yourself
not
now.
It's a specific
Okay.
agricultural land where.
It's a term that comes from French wine culture. And in government. Okay, we'll shoot to that. No, but essentially, very simply, it describes the interaction between your raw material, your sugarcane in this case, or in wine, the grapes, and the climate, the soil, the aspect. So essentially, the natural growing environment.
Okay.
And so if you plant something in the south of the island versus the north of the island, close to the sea, inland, on the
Doesn't have an
seashore,
impact.
flat, moist, dry, all of that will have an impact on your sugarcane,
Oh.
or on your cocoa,
The
or on your
intermittency.
coffee.
Nice. I love that you actually taste
It's
No,
because
no,
they're
don't let them fool you.
Don't let
It's not
them.
a
It's because they're
study
never
session.
lovey-dovey.
They're
Yeah.
fighting over there.
Oh wow!
Crew, can you back me up?
So fun.
Anyways,
That was
please continue, Jane.
No. So essentially, the whole premise of these ROMs is that depending on where the sugarcane originated from, and because we pay so much attention to every single production step, when you taste the difference between different ROMs at the end of the day, especially if they're all, let's say, white ROMs, the difference isn't because we're adding flavors or sugar or coloring or any additives. The difference comes from the origin of the landscape that the whole sugarcane
Okay, so
originates
same
from.
process, just.
Same process in most
Okay.
cases. I mean, we become more complex as we move up. So, for instance, we have these age drums, we have a cuvee here, and I'm going to explain in a second what that means. But the raw ingredient and the sort of starting blocks for what we do are these what we call babies, the precasts. And they're essentially simple, straightforward corn sugarcane variety from one field, from one terroir, from one farm. And we've got 14 farms, and we've got 10 precasts at this point in time. And so when you try all of them, I didn't bring them all because it's a lot of bottles. And then we'll be here until the morning. Although, I mean,
That's fine.
That's not a problem.
We love
That's not a problem.
Meeting what?
We started with what I call Saturday alot here. And in the beginning, I mean, I want to be honest, everything tasted the same to me or smelled the same. I had no preconception of what these guys were supposed to taste like. And when people come to me and they're like, I'm not sure I'm getting a difference, but then the more you immerse yourself, it's like night and day. It's the
It
same
is.
as
So what
what
you're
you're
saying is drink more rum.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Drink more rum.
This is you have the cuvee.
I have the cuvee, so shall we do the old one again?
Well, I want them to.
To smell it? Yeah, actually let's do that and we compare it with this guy. So, and what we like to do is, usually, you have like one product and that is what stands. Like you spend, 6, 7 months, a year, whatever, you develop a recipe and then this is what you've got in perpetuity. Now with these rums, they act more like wines. This is also why we like working with wine people, because they get that concept. Because essentially every season, these rums are going to be different. Even if you go back to the same farm, the fields will have had a different season. Whether you harvest in the rainy season or the dry season is going to affect your sugarcane.
With this season being so hot, do you think it's gonna be like a sharp difference?
Oh, I mean, I can't wait to see what
It's
it
gonna
is.
be
I
really
don't
good.
know yet. I mean, I'm doing, educated guesses.
Yeah.
No, something what you see, for instance, is that the rainy season, and most sugar farmers will be able to tell you, river and wine folks will be able to tell you, if you get sugarcane in the rainy season, you get lots of juice. Well, no, it's not sugar, it's dilute. If you harvest in the dry season, you will have a higher sucrose content in that sugarcane, which we call bricks, but less juice, for instance.
Yeah.
So there's a balance there, and it can offset each other because you get more juice, but don't want to get too technical. But all of those things, they will have an impact on what we call our wash, which ends up in the fermentation. And fermentation is often something that people kind of gloss over a little bit. When they talk about spirits, they like to talk about maybe the raw material, and then they like to talk about the distillation because stills are sexy. Fermentation is messy, so it's like bubbles.
The first smell, when you nose it, you're gonna get alcohol. But then after that, nose it again, the alcohol disappears and you get all the nuances.
Yeah, and there's no right or wrong. I mean, one of the funnest things that I'm learning, and I consider myself very much on developmental, journey here, is 80% of your flavor perception sits in your nose.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever comes to you within the first 8 to 10 seconds, don't overthink it, stick with that. If you're smelling grapes, great. If you're smelling pears, fantastic. If you're smelling gasoline and fusel, that's a good smell. If it smells like vomit, I would not. But those are all things you could be. Yes, absolutely. And the more often you come back to these guys, the more you will start picking up. This is also why I like to pour them in the beginning and give them ample time. And again, they act like wines. The longer these rums breathe, the longer they breathe, the more nuances will come out of them.
Particular thing like.
Are you picking something up there?
Yeah. There's like something jammy about it.
Yeah.
Does it almost smell like that banana rum that we had? Like, I don't know, it's like a...
Yeah, but it's like vanilla-y, jammy.
Does it have anything earthy to you, or maybe slightly spicy? What I love about these rum agricole, we don't officially call our rums rum agricole, but they're essentially rum agricole. Is a category of rum that is essentially rum made from sugarcane juice. We don't call it rum agricole because the French islands have coined that term. It's their term. So, but essentially, if you want to put it into a category, and like rivers also would be a rum agricole, for instance. But these kind of rums, they're not as sweet as your molasses rums, and so you get so much more nuances: grassy, fruity, vegetal, mineral, earthy, mushroomy, umami. There's so many things that can happen.
There was one that I smelled before that it was like, I felt like somebody had just freshly cut grass.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
yes,
this is sharp. I was like, to make a cocktail with this, you have to go like a little sweeter, just to like kind of balance off how herbal and grassy that was. It was really interesting to smell the differences.
And that's fine. These guys were sort of like the love child that nobody expected.
Yeah.
Like we were planning to start into the market with this and this. Only aged rum.
Really?
We were not planning to have any white rum, but then the distillery bill got pushed back so late. Essentially, we were like, we've got to generate some cash flow here, but also use some marketing, and we can. Because our founder comes from the whiskey industry, then you have to wait for at least 3 years, like 2 years to go into the market. But rum, you don't have that limitation. You can go into the market straight away. And the most exciting thing actually is if you want to talk to rum, these guys, the unaged rums, they're the most unadulterated. This is where you can see that fresh sugarcane influence the most pronounced. And so when we went into the market, I think we were surprised by the resonance. These are very geeky, they're challenging, they're interesting rums. So if you're like, I just want to have a sip and rum and coke and it's like challenging, whatever. Yeah, okay, these guys are not like, but that's fine. We're not catering for mass market. We don't care about the mass market. We cater about people who want to challenge themselves. They're interested, curious. So that's the rum for people who, want to push the boundaries of their taste buds, collectors, connoisseurs, but also anybody who's curious. You don't have to know about rum in order to get involved in this. I didn't know about rum, and I feel now I'm spoiled. It's like I started at the extreme end of the spectrum, and if I go to anything with less flavor, I'm like, which is really a shame. There's a lot of good rum out there, but what I'm trying to say is essentially these rums they're to explore. So I talked a little about this. Let's move on to this lovely white rum. This is also a unaged rum. This is a little sneak peek. These guys are not officially in the market.
There you
go. Now, why do we go to the pain of doing all this? Why do we could, if you wanted to make rum and money, we could do it much cheaper and easier. Like we get some molasses from somewhere, it doesn't need to be from Grenada. We throw it into a vat, pour some yeast in there, and then just run it through a column still. We make loads of rum, put a nice label on it, check. Bottles are pretty, it's not that challenging, and everybody just, goes home with a prompt. Now, what we want to do is, obviously, we want to create quality, and we also want to have something that's very distinct and differentiating product in the market. What we're really trying to do, yes, these guys are all, starting point, but the whole goal is to create complexity and depth. So we want to create a rum that you can savor and sip like a whiskey, essentially. So when I say, these rums, they almost don't think rum. I almost forget about everything that you know about rum in some ways. think of wines or whiskey when you work with renegade rums. Because as I was saying earlier, when you have one of these bottles sitting at home and you're like, oh, you're so pretty, I want to open it up, please do open them up. You know, yes, they're nice to collect, but we make them to
my
drink.
bottles so that because I work with bottles and I'm like, just avoid it. Anything to the side you can have. Don't touch the stuff in the back. I'm like,
precious.
Look.
Yeah. Now, if you want to share the precious only with selected people, you know, then I recommend open these bottles up, let them sit for a couple minutes, as I said earlier, so they can breathe. Then when you actually drink them, you can drink them neat, or you can add a little bit of water. And so this is where sort of like the whiskey philosophy comes in, that a little drop of water will help to open up the flavors in the rum.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh no, they look my rum. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine, I'm not gonna shoot about this. This is difficult.
Yeah.
Just give it some love.
It's like
It's a wine and a whiskey.
Yeah. So actually, let me grab your little shot glasses and
Thank
fill
you.
them up with a little sip.
Sure.
I mean, I'm saying sure, I'm not
Answer anything, babe, you're fine.
Just want to take off what I had before.
Yeah, actually, we should clean up a little bit of water would help.
We have some water.
Yeah, she had water, so she
It's not water? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're cleaning the water out. Okay.
Yeah.
Just-
Whatever wants.
Cleaning it out a little bit.
So yeah, even the whiskey world, right, there's a big debate like what kind of water do you use, how much water do you use, but just like a general rule of thumb, you don't have to put in water to start with. So that's really entirely up to you. If you do, you can start with a little drop. If the rum still burns, keep adding water until it doesn't burn your palate any longer. Because the idea, I mean, some people love the burn, but if it's uncomfortable to you, please keep adding water. Water is your friend. And add as much water as you need to make it comfortable on your palate. Because these are bottled at 50%. I mean, they're not necessarily for the meat. I know in Grenada we can go higher than that.
Yeah.
Much higher.
Yes.
So this is like medium strength. Medium.
I'm not.
No, she's a champagne drinker.
I love some wine, some tequilas, some
So
gin.
if you guys like, you treat your rums like wines and whiskeys and stuff. The word cuvee is kind of like associated a lot with wines. So it's like,
So the idea of a cuvee essentially is that you have a whole bunch of small quality wines and you bring them together and you layer them to create more complexity and depth. And we're not the only ones, it's not a unique idea. Obviously, if you have other rums, you will have assemblages and they're layered as well. However, because for us we're almost like vertically integrated, we create our raw material, we make rums from our raw material. We essentially have these babies here on steroid. We have so many different permutations of this. Some of them white rums, as here. Some of them in glass to be aged like this, and then we blend it here. And so you will bring them together, different farms, different sugarcane varieties, a column or pot still distillate, and then as our head distiller Devin tries all these different casks and looks at, this is interesting, this is really fun, then he will bring together all these different flavors essentially. Because sometimes people ask, what is the flavor of this? Or, you know, as if like, no, we're not adding any flavor, but you know, for ease of understanding. So every cask, every farm, every sugarcane variety will add its own aroma. And then if you want to go even more complicated, think of vintages. So what we harvested in 2020, it's not going to be the same as we harvested in 2021, 12022, what we harvested this year.
There's so many reasons.
Yeah.
Temperature of
Precisely.
rainfall.
Yeah. And right now, so what we have here, this is our white cuvee of this year, and this is 3 different farms, one from the south, Nicolet, Moya, and I believe Pearls is in there as well, which is one of my favorite farms. Yeah. And so what you can see here, it's a bit softer than.
she's like, soft.
You know, it's I tasted it a little bit. It's spicy.
I'm getting herbs. I'm getting what citrus. I feel like my
I
first
feel like it bit my
was
tongue a
orange.
little bit. I just dipped my tongue in it. You don't find it a bit spicy?
That's
I find it a
delicious.
bit smoky.
Smoky, yeah. I think you're right. I think there's a little bit of spice in there, but
I
it's
think
a
it's
sweet
very
spice.
rummy.
It's good.
There's like an astringent feeling after, like
Yeah.
after like a
Yeah.
sour flavor, it's like
Like I feel like I could drink.
or like warm on my
Can I
tongue.
get some water?
Yeah. And actually, you know what? Chasin the beet. Let's add a little bit of water to it and see what it does to the flavors.
Okay.
Because right now it's quite, it's
I feel like I could
delicious,
drink
it's
this
intense,
just
it's quite
neat.
tight though as well.
Yeah.
If you open up, wow, she's like, now
It's fine.
what?
Yeah, it's just watermelon now.
I'm fine.
It is. It's like the flavor is, I don't know, the flavor is interesting. The profile, I can't put my finger in it.
Yeah.
Definitely
It's just
citrusy. Now like
Delicious
it's-
though.
Like I feel like I could drink this like as a after. It's like after dinner. Yeah, it's like you know like when
Yeah,
you just take like a nightcap.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you know if you think about your scotch and whiskeys, like you like the like if you like a smoky type of thing that I feel like it falls in the line of that. You could drink it neat.
Smoky ones.
Yeah.
So,
That's
that's
it.
kind of stuff right here for me.
Yeah.
It's quite nice with some water.
Some water is quite nice with some
Interesting. I actually prefer it without water. Like I tried it with the water, but I prefer it without
It's
the
sweeter
water.
with the water to me. Like a sweet.
It's sweeter with or without the water?
With the water, it tastes sweeter.
For me, because I mean, I love these rums, but I don't necessarily like high or overproof. So bringing it down makes it more accessible to my palate.
Okay.
And what I enjoy about this one, I feel it's got something really floral about it, especially when you add the water. It's creamy, it's mellow,
Yeah.
there's no burn, and spiciness has receded a little bit.
Yeah,
But it still has a little kick.
Haters gonna hate.
It's giving me the same feeling.
And
I
Sula's
get
gonna
when I
drink rum
drink
straight.
rum now. Yeah. We should just like stuck in the body.
While we're drinking, is this a good segue for somebody to share a drunk story?
I'm thinking it's
Let me give Jane a little break before we move on to the next one.
Nice.
I can give a group drunk story.
That's fine.
Ooh.
Listen,
Yeah, bring it.
let me tell y'all something. We are irresponsible.
No.
We're irresponsible, responsible women.
Let me just edit that line. Some of us.
And by the end of the story, you would hear that one of
Some
us
of
was responsible.
I was very responsible there, but
Wait, once.
excuse me, tell the story.
Okay, let's tell the story.
Not designated driver number one.
Oh, you were a driver, but you were lit.
I got us resources that night, huh?
You did.
Exactly.
There you go.
So I had to edit this story so much because it's not just like
And also,
Honestly,
Ryan's memory is kind of.
my memory shot as
The
well.
worst.
I wasn't drunk though, but I think we started that night just very violently. Because the plan was to just do our thing.
Cheers, how did we start the night?
We were drinking wine.
But we were so good.
Yeah, but
we
we
were
were
taking
all
selfies in
good.
front of
There
the
was-
ring light.
Yeah,
it was the
right.
vibes.
Every
We
time
were
we
grooving
start
in your
drinking
bedroom.
by me first,
Not Jan's
it's a
business
violent
stuff.
night.
No, honestly, because when I got all the stories the next day, I was like, but
Mind you, this
we
is
were
on Sunday, guys.
so good though. Like honestly, we were not.
Because we started
The
off.
plan was not to be excessively
Can I take
lit.
over the story? Because I finally.
Yeah, you guys are
We
getting
haven't gone nowhere.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Interrupters.
Yes.
From
Go.
the beginning,
From the beginning.
one of our dear sisters was celebrating her birthday.
For like the whole week.
For the whole month.
Not me, I wasn't here.
We wasn't here.
Let me make sure we say that B was not on
We
island.
was on here. But big up Mo. We celebrated her birthday for the whole month. We decided, against all of my protests, that we go into a particular toxic place in Grenada on a Sunday.
That we have spoken
Sunday
about.
night.
We,
On a
that we have
Sunday
spoken
night.
about before.
This particular institution should not see us because every time we go there, it's a problem.
Every time. Like we've never left there.
Without a problem.
Just say. Like we have to go there for like lunch.
Thankfully,
Maybe
on
like a
this
little
night,
dog.
I don't know.
But nothing, we can't go to a party.
We
It's not
can't.
a Sunday.
No.
It doesn't work out for us.
Okay, so we go to Rohan's, we pre-drink. Then,
As you do.
as we do, we took some selfies. She set up the little influencer corner, and we did our thing. We go to the people's establishment, and first of all, they're experiencing a chaos of their own. The bar is at a standstill. We can't get drinks. So we just
had a table.
We had a table. It was crowded. So we were just we were around our table vibing, slightly salty but vibing. No drinks.
No drink. You were thirsty.
We were thirsty, but we were not moving from our table because the table vultures would come down.
The table vultures would come down.
I would look in my eyes sometime my life
Right?
pop off.
Anyway, the drinks start coming.
Thank God.
They start coming and coming and coming. We have prosecco.
Sounds like a good situation. So
We
far.
had
Yeah.
what did we have?
We had Hennessy, honey.
We had Hennessy.
And that was the problem. I drink Hennessy. These girls
Wait,
don't drink
wait,
Hennessy.
pause.
We were mixing
Pause.
prosecco and Hennessy.
Okay, that's what you guys are mixing prosecco. Okay.
That's my drink. Prosecco and
I
Hennessy.
was drinking Guinness.
You love it.
I'm very sure I had like a couple of Guinnesses.
Jill and I were drinking Guinness.
But all the time, initially, all the time, I was sitting back of the table and I was just vibing. They were to the front, they were dancing with each other, but it was just a chill vibe.
It really was. We don't know when it
I don't know how to be a chill vibe with
No,
Hennessy and
no, we
prosecco.
know exactly when it pops up.
Ma'ams. Ma'ams.
Thank you.
You didn't take it to the 10.
No, never
Hennessy and
Guinness.
prosecco. Hennessy and prosecco.
Yes.
I had one night with y'all with Hennessy and prosecco, and even that shit went wild. Anyways, continue.
So the night is going good. At this point, the music is sounding real good. There's a guy with his shoes off doing handstands
Oh
and
my God, I forgot about him.
this and push-ups.
And these ones like,
Listen, wait, more serious than that. The man took off his sneakers so they wouldn't crease.
That's why he did it. That is exactly why he did it.
Oh my goodness.
Then he proceeded to set up his front camera so that he could perform for his people on his phone in the middle of the people's fest, in front of the DJ booth, in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It was fantastic.
fast forward, we going still. Next thing, whose hands on the ground? Who's inside the cage where the dancers should be?
Who was that?
What?
They were cage dancers.
They had these girls in cages doing things.
It was fun.
It was fun.
When we answered the table, we were like, we wanna be next to the bitch.
I'm going with you next time. I need to go to this one too.
We gotta go again. Next year, chaos for all of us.
I'm not going.
Continue.
Okay, let's go to the
Please
story.
continue the story.
I'm going.
I'm not going. At this point, we lit, right? We don't know, and like we can't. This one kept disappearing. This one kept disappearing. We kept having to take inventory
I was really good
because
so
people
far
were
away.
popping in and out. It's chaos. And then a dear friend of ours, big up you,
Oh yeah.
unknown gentleman, you saved us.
Beautiful.
He came.
Beautiful.
He realized what was going on, and I was
I
like,
was stepping.
"Oh no, we need food. We're not okay."
I only ate
Food
one
starts
thing from
coming.
each plate. eh?
Water starts coming.
One thing.
I had a wing and I had
I ate.
other appetizer from the other plate. And I was like,
I know this one
I
is.
was having such
You know
a
what's
good
missing the
time.
food.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't even realize when I started to have a good time. And honestly, I did not 6:30 for that whole thing. But I was having a good
I was
time.
on the wrong
When
whole
I
time.
turned around, I see they had food and I was like, oh shit, we got food. I had like a wing. Was it samosas as well?
Yes, I had
Wait, no, it was wings first, but then I think he assessed us and realized that we were
We
not
needed
okay,
more.
and he ordered more food.
God bless him, honestly.
Yo, then there
Angel.
was samosas. I had a wing and a samosa.
Same.
Not even a samosa. I had a samosa.
Then there was all we got bottles of water.
I bought about $60 worth in water.
Okay.
I
You were
bought
No,
one
we
for
had
everybody.
We had to.
It was chaos.
It was actual
chaos.
chaos.
But what
I was really
what
underground the
was
whole
most
time.
chaotic was the leaving.
Wait, how many of you were there?
5,
6, 5.
6.
1, 2,
3,
3,
4, 5.
5.
5. And then
Plus
let's
the-
learn.
plus the
Make
gentleman that
sure
saved us.
somebody's so
Plus the
enough to
gentleman.
order food.
Yes.
That was very nice of him.
Because
That was really nice.
Listen.
That was nice.
that was very nice.
We get to the vehicle. No, we taking a we.
Pause.
Wait, how did you
Before we get to the vehicle, we had to pass downstairs in front of the nice
Oh Lord.
thing that you take footage in front of.
But we did not take any pictures of when we got there.
But we had videos. Now, I did not remember that part. I remember going to the car straight when the shared album opened up. I was like, when did we do this? There were videos, my ass alone was in the video because that was the one that I have been over. No, I didn't remember that.
They had a little podium thing. I don't know what was going on top there, but in the
You
video,
kept trying to take a picture or
I was trying to take a
You did
picture,
6:30
and they would not let me do
Just
it.
Whole night you didn't do 6:30 and you did 6:30 in front of that?
No, I did a 6:30, but you know I got a big ball.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you did that.
I never-
You did you?
I never watched the video. I
Ah.
didn't watch the video. They were like, yeah, just do that. Nope.
You know what I personally find hilarious about the whole time is that we kept wondering where our friend had like a makeup mark on the butt of her dress. Like a massive makeup stain on like her butt.
Someone just like face
Because we're all
planted.
white, right? So it was like, and then we look back on the videos, what happened was that I was wearing down very and then she like was backpacking and I did this.
That was me.
So there's a face print on it.
That one right there.
I was like, who did this? Like, how did you get makeup there?
Chaos. Then we get to the car. Ayana has to take over because she didn't drive down to the event.
So I'm now the driver because the driver can't drive.
What happened to her?
Driver was lit.
The driver was lit.
So she was lit.
Yeah, she was
So now I'm
Was it the
driving.
drive's birthday?
I was,
No, okay.
No. I mean, at this point, it's everybody's birthday.
And
Really?
That's really how we celebrate.
It was my birthday.
every
So now we're dropping Jiz home because Jiz has work in the morning, and the rest of us, we were planning to spend the night by.
This is now like 4:30.
I feel like it was like 5 to be fair.
It wasn't.
It was late.
Oh.
It was
It was
about
like
4:30.
It was 4:30.
Right, yeah. So, beautiful unknown gentleman, thank you again, big up you, drives behind me as I drive her home. And then drives behind us as we drive back to Rohan's house.
Wow.
Just to make sure that we were good.
Yep, and then after that,
Yes.
he drives
You wasn't
himself.
stuck home.
No.
No,
Like,
wait, no
no,
incentive,
but at this
nothing.
point, my passengers split. Half of them went with him anyway, and I have the other half. Because one of the girls picked up a man along the way. So now I'm driving taxi for one of the girls and a man in the back seat. While beautiful stranger drives the rest of them in his vehicle to make sure that we all make it. So now I'm an Uber.
Big up to beautiful stranger.
In the back is just,
I had a time it was my birthday.
Thank goodness I was into the radio because
She didn't have nothing going on.
I didn't hear anything and I did not look back.
I think we had some conversations too.
The
We
little
were
angel on my shoulder said, "Bitch, keep your eyes forward."
The radio station was lit though, so we were all like.
I didn't look back at all.
Oh.
But we were talking.
I
We were
think he
talking.
even said just keep your eyes forward too because yo.
I didn't look back once. So we drop her home.
Sick
Beautiful
girl.
stranger drops us home. I park up the vehicle. As far as I'm concerned, everybody's accounted for except for one. Anyway, we
No,
that
I am back at home. Okay.
Okay.
right.
Don't see I'm back home because
Anybody on this table wasn't coming from?
At least one person on this table.
They drop one.
I came home.
Sabishi?
I came home.
Eventually.
She's still with us.
And then I left.
She's still with us.
And then I came home.
So I fell asleep. I fell asleep in the living room, and I fell asleep in the living room. When I woke up, I was like, "Wait, somebody's missing." I go to the bedroom. One girl's in the bed. One girl. Wait a minute, hold on. This is what I fell. I'm Captain fall asleep. So I fall asleep in the living room.
She is very much Captain Policy.
Yeah. I
We have a
wake up.
whole snippet of her in
Yeah,
sleeping
it's sleeping.
positions.
I can sleep anywhere. So I wake up in the living room like, where am I? Who am I? So I'm like, okay, Ayana, I'm at Rohan's house. Fine. So I'm going to Rohan's house trying to find myself. No, I can't find one person. One of them them is fully dressed in the bed, and another one is sleeping on the floor of the bathroom.
Oh no.
Yep.
That's a very good night.
That's the chaos that I woke up to. I go do my little shower, go in my bed, and then boop, 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 somebody reappears.
Big up she.
Big up she. Big up she actually reappeared.
I always come home. Okay? I am not a lost dog. I'm a rich
I must be nice of them.
bro. Come home to me. I'm not.
That's you, that's you.
Always. But
Yeah.
I came home, I found said person. I didn't know where you were.
I was sleeping.
I didn't see you.
I was in bed.
Were you? No, you weren't in the bed.
I was.
When I got home, there
I
was
was
one
not
person. You weren't missing, but I just didn't see you. I left the door that I came through was the door that you weren't in that particular space. I came through the main door.
Okay.
So I came
was
through
in
the main
TV.
door.
Yeah.
I literally took off my heels and like sped. Like ran.
How?
I ran to the door like what
That's
was it?
how you
All
run.
night.
That's how you run.
No, I had to.
But that's how you
I
run.
got a call. Hey, I'm not seeing ya. I was like, I'm almost home. We're all here.
We're all here.
We're all here.
Ryan's house is not the house to walk into later, because I walked
No,
in that house
everybody-
late one time, and the way her father embarrassed me.
My dad opens the door and he's like, what are you doing? You're like,
What?
Yeah, my parents are like, yeah, they'll open the door. And I'm like, can you just stick your head back inside? Just mind your business, stop to silence, please. But I came home, didn't see you, and I was like, okay, fine. She's gone here somewhere sleeping. Yeah, I can't lose up. I get inside my room, one is in my bed, her sister's on FaceTime watching her sleep.
She called the sister?
Yeah, her sister's like there, and apparently her sister was watching out to like make sure that they weren't gonna die.
Oh my goodness.
Sitting on FaceTime, I come in, I'm like, sis? She's like, hi, how are you? You just come back.
What?
And then I peek her on the corner, I'm like, where is Tony? I'm like, look, sis is on the ground sleeping. So I brought her a pillow. So she could sleep. I was like, here, would you like a blanket? Just lay down. So that's what.
Okay, chaos, no.
Chaos.
Next morning, no.
Okay, so I went home. 'Cause I
Oh,
had to
of
work,
course,
right?
yes.
But that day, that particular day, I had a field trip with my kids in school because I'm a teacher. We were going to have breakfast.
Maybe this is not the time
Right?
to remind people that you're a teacher.
I was gunning in their heads for like 2 weeks, we cannot leave anywhere later than 8:15. So everybody has to be to school like 8 o'clock or else leaving everybody. Hella. I get home not thinking that I'm as lit as I was apparently. And I'm like, it's like 4:45, I could get like an hour, I could get an hour and a half, I'll be there by 8, no problem. Giselle missed every single one of her umpteen alarms and woke up at 7:45.
Oh.
Where I have to take 2 buses to go to work.
And you bring us
Listen,
where am I?
The
What time
school
is it?
was calling me, the teacher that was going on the field trip with me was calling me. Did I see messages from her? I don't know. There was just
We were not messaging nothing.
We were not
There was
okay.
just a lot going on.
She said we were not okay.
I got up and I was like, literally said the word fuck, like loud, and just started to gun it, big thing. And I called my coworker. She was like, oh, Carrie, I was calling you. Are you reaching school yet? I saw you running late. I was like, nah. She was like, should I turn back to you? Yes, bitch. Alright, so she was running late too. And it was like, I got ready in probably like 5-10 minutes, right? Honest to God, because I knew what I would just grab shit. It was a field trip, so I could literally wear anything. She got me, and I was like, yo, thank you so much for being late. Appreciate you. Yeah, ting, bam, ting. Got there, 8:15. Not a problem. My kids are my kids. Once you have me as a teacher, you have confidence. One was like, miss, you're not here by 8 o'clock. We could leave you. And I was like, yes, you can, but would they let you into the establishment? No. Shut up. Anyway,
She did not say that.
The school.
She did not.
She possibly may have.
And
Just kidding.
the no and the.
It's possible. It's possible.
The bus guy is looking at me and he's like, "Yep." And the
But you made it in
administrator
time though.
called me. I did. The administrator called me as I was in the yard, and she was like, "Carrie, I thought you wanted to leave." I was like, "Miss, sorry, everything went wrong this morning."
Everything went.
But I'm in the car park coming in, ting ting, boom, bam, children came to we get
Not the
on
kids
bus.
calling you out.
Yeah.
They need to.
That's her students.
The breakfast was successful because, it was just one of those things where you go, you take what you want, you eat, etiquette, all of these things.
Honestly,
Boom.
that's the best thing that you could do.
But dude, let me tell you, when I started to sweat the Hennessy and the Prosecco, I started to crash. Once those children were eating and I didn't have to be like supervising anymore, I was like, guys, I'm dead. I am dead. I am dead twice, 3 times, 4. And then my phone goes off. And I'm like, who is man from the place we were last night? Because that's what's there on the thing.
That's what's it.
Man from, name of place. Man from name of place.
You gave out
Who
your
the hell
number?
did I give out my
You know I
number
didn't know that. I
to?
didn't hear the start of the
I don't
story.
know this part.
Who did you give your
No, I
number
gave
to?
my man from place.
Man from place.
Big up you, man.
Big up
from
man
place.
from place.
So I'm on the phone like, hi, right, man from place, how are you? Okay, cool, yeah. He's like, I know you.
He called you that morning.
Yeah,
He was excited.
So he was like, I know
You see
you
what I
said. Yeah, I
I
guess.
think so.
He's like, I remember you said, do you have a field trip today? So I was just making sure. He was like, I had a conversation, like, dog.
That's
You told this
crazy.
man a lot about
I was
your
just like this. I was just like this all night in my head. I was like this all
Because you
night.
were like that from the
And
beginning.
then I started to get flash memories because I think 2 days later I was like, oh yeah, did I whine on, you got them big balls? And they were like, bitch, yes.
There was also
Check
videos
the
of everything.
folder. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that.
Like,
Listen, on the way back, we went to quarantine point, but I had to stop by the pharmacy. I had to get like a Gatorade. I had to get water. And the kids were like, Miss, why we keep stopping for water? I'm like, shh,
just mind your business.
just mind your business, okay? Go run free.
Mrs. Diane.
Right?
From quarantine,
Survival.
going back to school, we had to stop by Quick Stop for coconut water. And another little bitch was like, we stop again for water. And I'm like, mind your business. Did you have a good time? It eased my body. Oh my God. Because I am now sweating. I am smelling Hennessy. I'm like,
I've never
Oh
sweated
my
all my
God.
days of like
I was
I've never.
sweating alcohol because as I got up, it was just like pace, children, what. When I got home and I saw all the thingies and I was calling them and they were telling me what was happening, her mother got upset with them, started to scream at
Oh yes,
them.
we got in trouble with her mother.
Oh no.
Yeah, like proper.
Oh, she must have been like
thing.
real pissed.
No, she called us and she said, I have decided to be upset. That's what she said.
She was like, I was gonna let it be. But I said, no, these are all my children.
She gave it to every single one of us.
Not me, because
Not y'all getting scolded in your
No,
30s.
because in the drunkenness, chaos. We dropped things on the floor that shouldn't have been on the floor.
Did you
Oh no.
Did you have a drug?
So what, you get grounded? you get grounded or?
No, we don't. No,
We
because
got a good talking to.
let me tell you what really happened. That was literally actually given to us. And we did nothing with it because we were not functional human beings.
So all your dubbies and dropped it on the floor?
But no one could find it. No one thought about it. And when we were like, oh my god, where is it? Somebody was like, I was looking for it.
I was bullying them, but to be fair, I
We
didn't.
don't know where it was. It was on the ground.
Well, after this riveting chaos,
Yes.
let's get
We
back
have
to
others, don't worry.
I have no more. I have not been drunk since.
We can tell the
then.
next one we do
I
that.
think I've been drunk.
I have an oldie but
What?
goodie.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Good for
It
you.
was one time was so horrible.
Oh, it was so bad that you're
It was
like,
so
nope,
bad.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one. I feel
You should
on-
tell us.
Yeah, after this one.
Yeah. Let's do this one.
So which one is that?
I'm gonna start.
Pearls?
All right.
This is pearls. So we
We've done a precast, we've done a cuvee white, and now we're going to the aged ones.
I
So-
really do like a cuvee aura. That's a beautiful cuvee aura.
What? Lovely.
You know, it kind of has like a champagne, prosecco-ish type of flavor. I find
There's something like a fresh and vibrant about it.
there's something like it's like without the bubble. Like I feel like it's without the bubbles.
I'll take a yarn size shot.
A yarn session, it's like a
Do you want a sip?
It tastes
It smells delicious.
Smell like barrel?
I could get more than that.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Does barrel make sense?
don't want as much as
What's the
juice.
technical term for smell like barrel?
Which barrel? Like barrel as in like.
Like when you get a
What's
barrel.
that?
No.
Okay.
Like a wooden barrel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it would be aged in.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
aged
interesting.
in cast. No, actually, no one. It's a good,
It smells
good
like
thing to
barrel.
clarify because a lot of people often ask, where's the rum getting its color from? Is it dark when it comes off the pot still? I'm like,
No.
no. Every spirit is clear when it is distilled. But it is essentially the barrels that give it a color. These guys are still fairly young, so this is roughly 13 months.
Smell like barrel.
God, what kind of barrel?
Those Western barrels.
Those were
Oh, like
The
what's
oak
good?
barrel?
It smells funny.
You're talking about the oak barrels?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good point though. We only use oak. We only use oak.
Mm.
Yeah, no sherry,
What did you do
no
in your
wood,
woods?
no nothing else, only oak. But we use different kind of oak barrels.
Okay.
So this guy here, we actually have some French premium
Ooh.
and some suburban American.
Okay.
So yeah,
Do they give off different flavor notes?
they do, yeah. No, maybe have a story to tell us.
Oh, me?
They're naughty children, eh?
You know, you all keep saying
To back up the class.
Exactly.
And you haven't been doing much.
Both are just
And they're not even paying
I know.
attention because Jane is giving them the teacher eyes.
The teacher is ignoring me.
And they're just ignoring you. They're just kick. And Jane is like,
you didn't see me go zip it.
she's giving them the subtle touch. One more step and you're
She
over
gonna
there like, wow.
smack.
There's another teacher on the table.
Right?
I
Yes.
was like, wait, how did I pick it up?
But there's the A student, she's like, yes ma'am. Yes
Oh, so she's the sucker. Okay.
Happens.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I was going it just now.
The line
Stop it!
Not you blowing the wood room.
Like, what was that? I got like an initial like sharpness as soon as I took it in. Like if it was mixed with something already.
These guys are intense. They're 55. They pack some nice heat.
They do.
I definitely
Wait,
that one's
a
no,
nice
it's
sip of water. Just a little bit.
It beats it.
That gave me goosebumps.
We can't take it to a rum tasting.
And I think, yeah, after a while, you can drink it and you don't make the face. After a while,
Yeah.
it does. If you're
This one was sharp.
I feel like you don't
There
even
was a
need
sharp-
to.
There's a that's how that's a
You
man.
don't even
Like
need
a
to
limey-
taste it. If you just put a little bit
Like a
on your tongue,
tartness.
as it
Yeah.
dissolves.
Ah, Jesus, I can't drink any more of that. That is burning.
I'm good.
I love it.
I like it. I just
There's like a
There's
there's like a tartness about it at first for me, and then there's like a honey
Then it just
like
shuts it.
lining. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's like very sweet. Yeah,
You can do it.
I find it
Yes.
Or you want what's in it?
No, no.
Oh,
It's
you
really-
It's my favorite of the two.
Ready?
No,
Yes,
it's the water.
it's the two. I love the pearl.
With
It's
the water,
really
it's
nice.
nice.
It's delicious.
Like we have a
It's nice
couple,
with the water.
and to me, again, I said a personified thing. This to me is a wild adults. It's like just out from home, going to parties.
This
going
is me.
crazy. Yeah.
Call me Pearl.
Yes.
I like it.
Thank
You
you.
all want to get the
I like it with the water.
I didn't get the. She said, "Oh, you get the honey." I was like, "I didn't get the honey."
I didn't get mine.
I got the caps. The caps.
Yeah, I did get the
Yes,
cat.
I got the barrel,
I
the
got the
oakiness,
yeah.
that smokiness from it, and I got a tartness. I don't know.
Well, I
Get
find
cocoa.
Oh, that's interesting. So, for instance, the American bourbon oak barrels, they would be a little
I'm
bit
so sorry. I'm going to say this.
Say. Don't.
All I'm tasting is wood.
Ah!
I know, but you know what I mean.
Are you sure? Because this is
I
so young. Maybe I'm gonna. I wasn't planning on bringing it up, but now I want you guys to compare them side by side. I want to see them. Do I have a little bit of? Yes, I do.
New bucklets.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I was gonna, because you still have wine to go, so I didn't want to dominate with all the rum here. But that being said,
We can drink at
I have not much rice.
It's a drinking podcast.
She said painfully. Oh my.
Mom, we're having a good time.
Why couldn't be
Daryl's
like,
trying to stifle a
the
laugh right
Bible study
now.
podcast?
The Bible
Hubby, you
study.
can laugh. It's okay. He's trying to stifle a laugh.
Honestly, we need like a camera for
On them?
Yeah, because they're
Reacting to us?
Yeah, they've had enough of our asses.
Y'all want some rum?
Yeah.
Grab some glasses.
Grab 2 glasses from there.
The boys are like,
They're like,
you okay?
are you okay now?
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. That's good luck though when a glass breaks.
One glass down.
Jane has joined the chaos. Look at
Jane's gonna be like, I have no drunk stories, and then the drunk stories from the
She's
podcast.
no part of the ship podcast.
Yeah. You have to
There's
break
the
some
trash
windows
that
on
just
the
right when you-
fall.
That was
Are
me
you
just the other
on
day.
no, right where you stand.
Fling on
No,
one
closer
glass.
this way.
It bumped it up.
Just pull it out.
Yeah, you just pull it, and then you just sweep it in.
So y'all didn't get the tartness? Y'all didn't get
No, ma'am,
All
you
I
did
got
not.
was pepper.
What I want you guys to do is smell.
This is for us or for the guys?
No,
Okay.
smell this side by side. It's for you guys. It's for comparison. It's not actually for drinking. Just for smelling. Just
Do you know which is which?
Yeah.
It's really
One
really
is-
easy to tell.
one looks
Ooh.
like
I gave Jane a blind taste test and she was able to get it.
Ooh, that's an idea for another
I smell a
episode.
challenge.
Blind taste test
I
with
smell a
like
challenge.
different alcohol.
Now I know what I'm making guys do tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is different.
For the gentleman.
You know, that's what I really like
You're gonna have
about
it,
Renegade.
yeah?
You can, like, when you first smell it, you're like, oh, this just smells like a strong rum.
But it requires a refinement.
It requires you to not just be a drunk.
Yeah.
Like you smell the differences. You smell the different, like the florals, the herbal. Like you smell everything.
You have to
taste
develop, and you have to develop
that
a palate
sense.
for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So this one like hit all the way up to my eyeball, you know, and I did a little, like it just went straight.
But can you smell the difference between the two of them?
Yeah, for
I
sure.
feel like this one is like a lot more sharper. Maybe just me.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like this.
Shut it. This bitch didn't finish drinking, you know, your water.
And then actually, if you look at them, so especially these two
Because one's
here,
even lighter than.
one's a little bit lighter than the other. Otter?
Otter?
Jesus Christ,
You
There's
know
like a
what?
tartness little bit. There's like
Yeah,
niceness
this
already
is
in there,
good. Yeah.
and then it finishes with like a honey. Like there's a honey about it. It's almost like the Tennessee whiskey honey.
Mm-hmm,
Like that's what I'm getting. Like that's
I'm
the
not
vibe I'm
getting the
getting.
honey though.
So if
You were saying, yeah, that one
yeah,
was.
no, you notice that some of if we look at the coloring, but especially between these two, one is slightly darker than the other.
Mhm.
Right? Which one? The pearls, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, this one's more golden.
Yeah, it's slightly lighter. Now, from the knowledge we have combined here on the table from years of meticulous drinking, which one do you think is the oldest spirit? Especially take into account the color, but also take into account the flavor of these two.
The oldest one?
Yeah, which one's the older between the two of them?
Would it be the darker because of the, I mean, also the coloring from the wood?
Possibly, that's one indicator.
I was gonna say the darker
Yeah,
one
I
too.
would think the darker one. Unless the
But actually, I would say the lighter because it's taking more time to settle.
Didn't think of that.
Oh, I'm right, bitches. Sorry, just kidding. Not competitive or anything.
This one is
It's
like.
not competitive at
It
all.
Yeah.
feels-
not at all.
It smells the lights off. Like this one, I'm getting the alcohol straight to the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you think of, this is how this is the aura. If you smell an unaged rum and then you compare it with these aged rums, is there one of the aged rums that reminds you more of an unaged than the other?
I feel like the one that was sharper would be more underaged, actually.
Now we're thinking somebody's awake still. Good.
Yeah. Can't say I'm gonna walk straight after I get off this stool, but
It'll go straight to
I feel like the more potent one would be.
I think
Underage.
you're beautifully on
The
track
mature
here.
one is smoother. Is
Yes,
it?
absolutely. So the new coconut, which is actually my personal favorite, now we're bringing out. This is what I'm gonna go home with tonight. The pearls is a bit, as you said, really intense, very, very charismatic and aromatic, but it's still pretty wild. While you look at the new coconut, it's a bit more mellow, it's a bit more chilled out, a bit more reserved.
So is this the pearl?
This is the.
So this is
Hold on.
the slightly lighter one, and even though it is older, the reason this is light is because of the type of barrels we used. So and that's one of the things that I really.
So which one is this?
This is New Coconut.
Okay.
This is my favorite. But one of the things we often get with rums, and part of the ethos of Renegade is transparency in education, because people will go for, oh, it's the oldest, oh, it's the darkest, therefore it must be the best. And if somebody asks me, what's your favorite or what is the best one to drink? I'm like, it depends on your palate. Because the aging or the maturation of the spirit isn't linear. It's not just, because it's been in barrel for 2 years or 5 years or 7 years or 15 years, that is what corresponds with your palate. If you like something fruitier or mellow or warmer or sweeter, you might want a medium-aged spirit. If you want something tobacco-y, smoky, dark, woody, oaky, then you're gonna go much older spirit and palate.
Okay.
But if you don't like oak, and you're like, I've had enough of oak, I just really don't want to taste another glass of wood in my mouth, then you that came out of the wrong way.
Yeah.
No, you said it just right.
And definitely
Listen, Jane
in for
is
the
one
wrong
of
group
us.
because that one is holding a
Jane
big
is
laugh
one of
in.
us. Jane is saying all the things.
Okay, we already knew that.
Too much wood is not the
Because
problem
this one
here.
is literally about to just lose her mind at this moment. I'm just waiting.
I'm just
Crew back there is like, these girls, I'm just so sick of them.
Moving on.
How are you?
I did well.
Anyway, if you like a lot of cocoa or tropical notes or whatever, just try as much as you can and find what is your palate and what kind of rums you like. I can tell just in the last 3 years of doing this and trying to understand and work with these rums, I probably started off with a very sweet flavor palate because that's what I was used to, and it has since evolved. So I now enjoy much more herbal, vegetable, grassy, darker flavors, meaty flavors. I wouldn't go all the way to tobacco and smoky and super woody, but
I got it.
yeah.
We have one more and then wine.
Woohoo!
Now, this was a little excursion into what we call our etudes. And last but not
These. I
least,
can listen to Jane speak all day.
me too.
With she's like the etudes.
We do have a French thing going on. I have to
Okay, so whatever.
Yeah, spill it out, spill it out.
Shots of water, y'all, shots of water.
Shots of water, shots of water.
Yeah.
shots of water. Well, we've been pretty good. We've worked our way through these guys, and now we're coming to the ground. Oh my god. Like, guys.
Are you drunk?
Her drunk story or
It's
her
right
origin
now.
drunk story is gonna be straight no chaser podcast.
Losing my articulateness. Better wrap this up quick before she can't say any more straight words. Wait, what's the name again? Straight and no chasers.
Yeah.
So here we go, straight up. Anyway, so this is not a sneak preview. This is going into the US at the moment. I think this is one of the 2 boxes that we have on the island currently because we sent everything.
Ooh.
So
Not us with the behind the scenes.
but
Yes.
now, if we go back a little bit, backtrack, the whole point of us going through all these terroirs and all these sugarcane varieties and yada yada yada, right, was in order to create a cuvée, an assemblage.
Assemblage.
What does that word mean?
Mashup.
Next time I'm like lit, I'm like that. I wake up and then
But essentially, this is our all-island cuvée, and we've put together, I think, around 9 different farms of sugarcane varieties. Not 9 different varieties, almost all the varieties. Here, Robin, what's the Robin farm? Robulus.
We want us to play the song for you after.
We will play this
we shall
out.
play it for you.
We shall end on that note.
Is this?
What's the
part
name
or,
of it?
This is Nova, and this is our first.
Nova,
Age
Scotia. Yeah, I think that's everything.
I was just like,
I did not expect it myself.
If I didn't know it was Jane, I would think it was rum.
This is actually great question.
I mean,
This is
yeah,
she's one of the
column. Yeah.
Really?
Just for the blending.
Jane with
Yeah,
the
and
K,
this
Renegade
is-
Jane, and Kane is one of us.
Yes.
This is at 46% ABV, so this is one of
Okay,
the
this is
lowest in
lighter.
terms of.
Smells like
Is this
rum.
water?
No, I think this is the. Or is it the old one?
Or is it
can't remember.
It's a medicinal.
I feel like I've smelled so many things without water.
There was some rum in there, now it's mostly water.
Okay.
But we can still put it in.
Still smells like rum.
Oh my gosh, there you go. Do you want this glass?
Smells like a whiskey.
It's word.
Somebody's gonna be
That's
happy.
your
Yeah.
tradition.
Yeah.
Smells like one of those things that sticks in the back of my throat.
What does that even mean?
Whoa.
What did you say?
Dick.
Delete. Delete.
Don't delete.
Delete that.
Don't
You know what I
delete.
said when like rums that when I do it just sticks right there.
She said what she
Just
said.
like
This is like
the
the
heat.
It's like the heat of
The
the
heat.
heat up there.
The taste, like everything just gathers.
I feel like
right
this is
there.
more like
It's like rum.
molasses.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
This is my first
Is that a
taste.
word? Molasses?
Yeah,
Molasses.
Molasses
Molasses.
adjacent.
Anything.
Molasses adjacent.
Anything in the wood,
Don't you
honestly,
say
yeah.
often enough?
Damn Americans.
If anybody wants some water, please.
No, this is not even. No.
It really does smell like a whiskey to me.
This
It
is-
smells
This is beautiful.
like
Smells like rum.
Tennessee whiskey. Type of vibe.
Ooh, Tennessee whiskey.
Such a song. This is so nice. I'm privileged. This is my first taste of it, so
That one
I'm
I like.
excited.
Oh wow. I like that one.
I like that.
I do like this.
I'm getting the same sharpness that I got with the
There it is.
with the pearls.
Mm-hmm.
That
It
same
is
like
a really
It has that
It's
spiciness
not
that's right
yeah.
next to it.
Yeah.
But it just
so
feels
tiny.
It has a
rum,
little
like,
kick.
in my head, I think it's
Yeah.
my
Like
head.
a good kick.
It gives you a heady feeling.
Yeah, it's just
I feel that.
rum.
Heady?
But the thing what I like
Yeah.
about all of these oils, they're quite sort of scrumptious, oily, creamy in terms of the taste, and you have that really spicy note. But there's something pure about them, right? They're not like not cloying or overly sweet.
No,
you have to
it's
get
not.
used to them a little
It's
bit
not.
because they add a little bit more punch.
Yeah.
But I think once you exactly renegade.
Jim is like one of those girls now. She's one of the home
Take me.
girls.
If Jan's not coming to the next party, you know, who cares, man? Yeah.
Yeah.
With chaos, man.
Although this is a beautiful
Big
stranger that I was
party.
most intrigued by. Beautiful stranger, if you're there, please drive me home too.
Honestly, beautiful stranger, big up you.
Big up you.
You are so beautiful. Let me tell you.
What else? Please.
What I like about this one also, it's the alcohol content is 46.
Yeah, it's
So
not
you
a
can
sharp.
even tell the difference between
Yeah.
the alcohol
Yeah.
content being lighter.
He's smooth.
He's smooth.
I also feel like this would be a nice little mix, a little mixer.
What would you mix it in?
Yeah.
Like maybe just a cup of soda
Mm.
and just like maybe a couple
Like
like lemon lime
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
Orange.
A burnt
Orange shoe.
Maybe with a hot soda.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that would be everything I ever think about like a whiskey. You can
Yeah.
do the old fashioned.
So yes.
We always
Yes.
talk about that. Yeah.
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 I like
nice
that one.
dark cherry like
I think
syrup
it'll
or
be great
something.
time.
Yeah.
We were thinking of doing an
Yeah.
old fashioned and replacing it with this, with the dark.
That'd be delicious.
Yeah.
Because I think what we've seen when we entered the market or generally said this, we had no clue what to expect. We weren't
Yeah.
distilling to a recipe or anything. So it took us a while to understand what is the soul, what's going to be the DNA of a renegade, what will make a renegade memorable. You know, if you think of renegade, what is this rum? What is its like persona? And I think we're slowly getting to it. But one of the things that we've seen, especially when I go out into the wider markets, bartenders, chefs, they get stupidly excited about these guys.
Yeah.
Because they have so much flavor.
You can put in anything, honestly.
Pretty much, but also I think what really these guys are when you have and you know like when you make a cocktail, these guys are the star. They're not just that's fun.
They're not just sitting in the background.
No,
They're
no.
like they're
You want-
forward.
Mhm.
The flavor is there. Like
You
Absolutely.
really have to consider that.
you can't just like throw some juice on it.
Yeah.
Like add things that are like from the flavor profile and like it gives you like a beautiful balance. It's,
I still remember that Devon dates or
Oh,
dates.
the dates
yeah, the
one.
dates one.
That was good.
That was so cool, and also the I think it was the tarragon.
Yeah. We've been skizzing around it, but I've done cocktails for Renegade.
Disclosure.
I've done cocktails for Renegade now.
Drop your plug.
Cocktails have worked with Renegade.
And
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
For him though.
So it's just like a big man.
Curly Tails and Renegade has worked together, for quite some time now. Where else do you want me to sing?
Say it with your
Not
chest.
the baby
Say
cake.
it with your curly tails on the renegade.
Yes, curly tail cocktails.
Yeah. I wanted the flavor profile I got from what it was like a date-ish, like I got like dates and jamminess from it. And what did I do? Did I muddle the dates?
You muddled the
I
dates.
muddled
and
the dates.
is on ferment plot.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And it was delicious. And then I also did a tarragon. It was like almost like a gin and tonic, but a rum and tonic with tarragon syrup.
That was super.
My twin
Light,
say renegade
refreshing,
and
really
curly
refreshing.
tails is a
Yeah.
perfect pairing.
We are.
Oh
We're like a pair of titties.
Handshake the third titty.
Right in the middle.
Alright, in the middle. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I love the personalities of the rums. Like, for you
Yeah.
to be able to like really sit down and like taste what like the ground was.
Mhm.
It's just so interesting because like we just drink rum to drink rum.
Yeah.
But when you're told that you can like really sit down and like taste something beyond alcohol,
Yeah.
I feel like it really makes you sit down and just be like, okay, I can get this flavor from this, I can get this, and like the stories you can get from the rum. It's just really interesting and like it
For me,
makes
I
the
can't
rum
get
better.
over the packaging. I think it's
Yeah.
Oh, the packaging is like a perfume bottle.
Yeah.
You know, the
It
bottles
masculine.
are sleek.
They have like
You
their
know,
own
the
personality.
graphics are minimalist, but yet still it's so colorful. So you
Yeah.
get that island vibe, that Caribbean
I
vibe.
also get carnival. I get carnival.
You get the island
yeah.
vibe, the carnival vibe, but it's still very
It's
elegant.
just-
It is very elegant.
It's simple, but it works.
It's a beautiful bottle to be on your shelf. But like not just
Like
leave
my
it there.
bottle
Yeah,
of
drink it.
all-
Drink it.
everything.
Drink it.
Please do drink it.
Yeah.
To be fair, I feel it is an amazing collector's item because these guys are pretty much by definition limited editions. There's only so much Hurricane you can get from one field, so that limits how much rum you can get. But coming back to what you were saying earlier about how they have personalities and when you work with their flavor profiles and you want to create a drink, there is a lot of creativity these guys invite. And what I love about, again, my journey non-spirits industry, coming to this quite fresh, no assumptions. When somebody says to me, oh, I don't really see any difference, I can see where they're coming from. But you take, a few more
Yeah.
tries, go with it, and you will see it's gonna become bigger and bigger and bigger what you can pick up over time. And it's fucking crazy. Like now, in the beginning, it's like, oh, this is intense.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
Wow.
okay.
What I particularly like though is that everybody who I have encountered that is part of Renegade is so very educated. You would believe that I'm passionate, like you would believe that everybody has been working with rum for like so many years because I think it's 2020. I was just tagging along as like a aid for cameras and stuff when there was an interview being done. So I don't think it was officially launched yet or anything like that. And just the information that I got from when they were doing the interview, I was like, oh, we went through everything, and I don't think everything was finished yet. They were still doing some construction. We went upstairs, downstairs, in and out, and I was like, oh, nice, this is cool. And then now, I believe I know someone who either used to work or currently does work there in like the labs and stuff, doing all the thingies. And when I speak to her, she's like very passionate about it the same way. She's very educated.
Cheryl, yes, Cheryl.
Big up you, Cheryl John. Beautiful voice, by the way. Cheryl John.
Yeah, Cheryl's dope.
Yes. And then to hear Jane being from like an environmental side now speaking so knowledgeably about rums, it's like, dude, I just want to win this like a lunch.
Honestly,
we do things. We do
For the
things.
past year and a half, I've been trying to convince Jane to hire me. Every time we co-work, I'm like, okay.
consultant.
hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
But I love the fact before we close out, but I want to give a shout out to the team, and in particular the women of Renegade.
Yes, there's a lot of women there.
Big up to you.
Big up you
Yes, because we have an all-female distillation team. And that was not by design, it just happened. Right? They were the best candidates that came through. And for a distillery that is 2 years out of the gate in terms of bringing product, and obviously not big up the brand, but also want to big up the team because half of these rums have won awards at this point in time. And they were recognized internationally from San Francisco to Germany, all the way
so many years.
This is 2 years, this is a year and a half maybe.
Yeah.
All of this has happened in the last year and a half. And it is thanks to the talent of these young distillers. I mean, they are being tutored by them in date. Who has over 20 plus years of experience. But if you think I'm knowledgeable, like this is a tiny slice of what Devin's knowledge and the rest of the experienced team has to offer.
Yeah.
But
Devin, I don't know you.
he's amazing.
Big up
Big up Devin!
You want to meet Devin and just learn.
You have to come to the distillery if you want to meet Devin. Devin is the heart and soul of the distillery. Without Devin, there's no
When
story.
Dee and Daryl come back, we're gonna go.
Come, please do.
You see the attitude that I'm giving to you.
Yes.
Okay, when you come back, we're gonna go.
And it's thanks to Devin's attitude and bringing these young distillers along and allowing them to create their own philosophy. And I think it's something that you see because often with products, you think of it as it's either manufacturing or it's artisan.
Right.
Now here, heart and soul and craft and rationality, they come together. And I think these ladies, the rest of the team, because they've been involved from the get-go, from every single point of like building the distillery, learning the machinery, going through trial and error, and we have a pretty rough like swim or sink mentality. Like we're renegades, and we go all in. And if we fuck up, and we share our learned lessons from that. And I feel you can't reach greatness without breaking a few eggs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's like perfect the first time,
Yeah, no, it's true.
Even
So.
with some mistakes to make it better.
Make it better. Oh, mistakes kind of make it what it is, right?
Yeah, actually, sometimes they can. I mean,
Yeah.
we've had a couple outcomes. I mean, these guys, as I said, this was not planned. That was a
Corn children.
baby.
Corn children.
Corn children.
Corn accident children.
They were unplanned, and look at that. They've been such a hit with us. We have what?
It has been a hit though. I really like it.
We had one of our early precasts. I know it was one of our first editions, and usually we would have social media between 9 to 12 months old, but we didn't have a distillery to go to. So half of the sugar cane would go like to the river on twine or whatever. And some of it we had to destroy and put back in the field. So like, and then eventually we got to a point where we were like, are we going to put the sugar cane out or are we going to keep it until we have the distillery? So we kept the sugar cane and done from it, and it just getting older and older and way past 12 months. But we needed sugar cane to make rum, right?
Yeah.
So we had the sugar cane that was like now 15 or 16 months plus old. Common wisdom tells you, no, that is not the sugar cane you want to use. It's way past this time, don't do it. We went with it anyway. We had a pot still corn still distillation expression of that sugar cane from that farm. Those two bottlings were the first two bottlings that won us a gold medal.
That's insane! Oh my god!
Sometimes you can
What
use
is it
whole
about
thing.
they created that profile?
When we rolled out into the market, the French loved the corn still expression because it was the closest, I think, to what they know of white rum and rum control. Because in Martinique they use a similar distillation method in the sense that they use copper corn stills, or coffee corn stills. So the rum was a little lighter, it had sort of like the citrus green aroma. And I think when we went to France and Paris, is where we usually launch our product, they're like, ooh, this is the bartenders. They're like, tea punch, this is what I'm gonna make my tea punch with. And they're like, okay, cool. So I wasn't surprised when the French came out and said that is the rum that they were gonna give the gold medal to. And then the pot still, she loves the pot still. I have to be honest, the pot still was very challenging. That was my first year in rum, and I was like, whew, it's a lot. I was with a much more girly and lovely rum and girls. But anyway, Dunfermline pot really wowed the Germans because they love, generally speaking, really funky, intense, in your face, robust.
That
They would
one
love the
was, yeah.
Hamptons from Jamaica, for instance, like high acid rums. Our rums are like Jägermeister, but the pot still had this very intense character. For me, it was like your old grumpy grandfather. And so when we brought that rum out there, we started with 5 different expressions in that year, and that was the one rum. None of the nerds could place with anything else that was familiar. The other rums they would maybe compare to a Clermont from Haiti, or maybe with a Mezcal from Mexico, or another rum from Martinique or something. There was always a comparison. But that one in particular was so unique that they couldn't place it, and I think what also just blew up their mind was that a white rum can be this aromatic and still smooth. Because oftentimes they're overproven and it's just really intense.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like playing in the middle where they give you that fire and that spice if you want it, but if you tone it down a little bit, it also brings out the flavor and complexity. So that was a little deep dive.
Thank you
Moving on to
so
the one.
much.
Thank you so much,
Jane.
We can listen to you all night.
She's the best
Honestly,
thing.
honestly,
I
and
love
like I
it.
said, every time I hear Jane talk, I learn something new.
Yeah.
Like I've been to classes with Jane, follow Jane around like a puppy dog.
I'm full of her.
Thank you so much, Jane and Renegade Rum and everything. Just, y'all go find them. Do you know the Instagram and stuff, the social handles?
Yeah, you can follow Renegade. Yeah, There's Renegade Rum, our Instagram, our website, our YouTube, our Facebook, all of it if you want to see videos. And then if you want to hang out with me virtually, although I'm shit at that. I have to admit. Need to
I haven't seen you post in a while,
I know,
man.
I'm a
We'll get
delinquent.
on her.
I'm a delinquent.
But
But you can look at, yeah,
Renegade Jane on
Yeah.
Instagram, and of course,
They can get the rums.
At the distillery, at Nosa Wine.
I know something like at the
Nice.
wine shop.
You get it somewhere with IG now as well,
You
right?
can, although they only carry 2 hours.
You can ask
Oh,
some of the
okay.
others. You can ask.
Yeah, tell them you want
Yeah,
all of
tell
them.
them.
So we're the resident.
Yeah, be like,
Because I can't tell you how many people call me, hey, like, do you have any Renegade on you? Like, can I buy?
Like,
I'm like, no!
Like, that's my stock, first of all. First of all, that's my stock.
I'm like, I can ask them where they have it, but I don't know, man.
You can call me. Let them
Yeah,
know you.
let them know
I'll
about
call you.
Ayisha.
That's fine.
Definitely.
I don't have guys, I don't have.
So guys, we are moving into
Wine
wine territory. So we moved from rum. So check us at the end of the podcast to hear
To see if we're okay.
hear what we sound like and see what we look like for those that are watching on YouTube. While we do some clearing up, please remember that we are Straight No Chaser Podcast on Instagram. Check us out.
Let's do some pictures.
What's up, listeners? You just finished listening to the first half of Straight Rum Chasin' and Wine Tastin'. We had so much fun with these ladies that we had to turn this into a 2-part episode, so catch us for the second half in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, don't forget to check out our previous episodes for Straight No Chaser on the tubes, Spotify, or as Ayana would say it, wherever you get your podcasts.